Hey, welcome to episode 39 of the SEGAbits Swingin Report Show. I'm Barry, and this is
George.
and we're here to talk about Sega Swingin Report Show stuff. So let's kick it off. We already said who we are. Let's talk about what we've been up to and what we've been playing, if anything. George.
Uh, I'm playing right now The Cave, which I'm gonna do a review for when I finish it. But I've been kind of busy, so after this podcast, I'm gonna start playing all day and
Nice.
hopefully finish it. But it's pretty interesting. It's very point and click adventure like puzzle game, but it's not really point and click. Well, I
Mhm.
have it on Steam, and you can point and click on stuff and do
That-
the puzzles.
mhm.
But I use a 360 controller because I just like the fact that you could use one and play it like just a controller game. And it's pretty fun. I like the art style. It's one of those like Double Fine games, so it has like witty dialogue.
Mhm.
So it's a pretty interesting game. That's what
Nice.
I've been playing. Oh, and I downloaded, but I haven't played this thing called Pokemon 3D. I don't know if
What's
you've heard of. Have you heard of it?
is it a game or is it like a
It's a
3DS?
it's an online freeware game for the PC where
Oh.
these guys took Pokemon Gold and Silver essentially,
Mhm.
and they made it 3D on the computer, so you play like a 3D game. The only reason I found out about it was because I have a networking class, and everybody in that class are like really nerdy, and I walked in and like four people on the computers were playing the game, and I thought it was just Minecraft, like a Minecraft mod, because they always play Minecraft.
Uh-huh.
But I looked closely and I was like, "Is that Pokemon?" And they were like, "Yeah, it's Pokemon 3D." And just going off on it and like, yeah, they're pretty ridiculous though. They're like laughing at like I don't know, man. They're pretty freaking nerdy. Like they're just sitting there changing items up. Because in the game you could like edit your sheet so you can like get any Pokemon you want, anything you want to really do.
Mhm.
So like they would assemble the shittiest team, and then they would have a bunch of super potions, and they would try to beat the game like that, and they thought it was hilarious. So that's what they do for like comedic relief, I guess.
That's what they do with their lives.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
It was interesting,
You're
but I
not
wanted
like
to try it,
you
so I downloaded
okay.
it.
Oh, you're playing it too?
I'm not playing it. I just downloaded it.
That's good enough.
I'll play when I have time after I finish the cave.
Nice. I want to check the cave out. I've been playing Anarchy Reigns, and I've been meaning to finish Binary Domain. It's taken me too long. But no, I Anarchy Reigns is good, but it's not great. It reminds me of playing Phantasy Star Online after all the servers went down.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
Because you're playing the single player game, and it is made like it's not made for single player, but it works as a single player game. But you still feel like it would have been a lot better if there were like other people around. And I mean, there are online modes, but they're not as fun as the story mode, I thought. Plus, it's kind of hard to get people, in a match with you. It takes a while, and I don't know. A lot of the time, it seems like there's like one game going on, and they just keep playing it, and they won't let me in because they don't like me. But
I have to
it's
agree. That's the problem too, though. I agree with like Sega games don't really have a big online community,
no, not at
and
all. For the racing games, those ones are pretty. The All Stars racing ones are easy to get matches.
it depends on the game. I mean, but I'm saying like then they'll never have like a I don't know. I wouldn't say Call of Duty. Obviously,
No,
that's reaching for too much. But I would say they don't even have like I don't know. I'm trying to think of a game that's not super popular, but like Battlefield, I guess.
yeah,
Is that a super popular game online?
I guess it's not super popular. I wouldn't think.
Eh. But
Yeah.
like, as long as there was enough games to play most of the day,
Hmm.
I would be pretty happy. But like, I think there was a discussion on Alien. What is it? Alien
Aliens.
Colonial Marines.
Yeah, Colonial Marines.
Colonial Marines. Um, there was a discussion about like buying the DLC that they're gonna do for $30 because there was that product page that they were gonna sell the DLC in the bundle.
Hmm.
or season pass. That's what they call it.
Right.
And people were saying, "Oh, I don't think I should because Sega games don't really have like an online presence after the first 6 months, or even before, even less sometimes."
Right.
So I don't know. What do you think on that?
What of online gaming in general?
No,
With
like buying DLC that for multiplayer now for like the Aliens game,
oh
if it's not
right.
gonna have an
Right.
online, you're not sure it's gonna have an online presence.
Yeah, I'd get it sooner than later, if anything. I mean, I just pre-order. I just happened to pre-order the Anarchy Reigns one to get Bayonetta, and that did come with some multiplayer stuff. But I mean, I wouldn't have jumped on it
So,
unless Bayonetta was involved.
so if there was like an Anarchy Reigns DLC, like a DLC pack where you get maps and new weapons and new characters, but you pay $30 now for like 4 updates in the future for Anarchy Reigns, would you do that?
Probably not, because I don't even feel like I've gotten into the game that much to already pay for additional stuff, you know.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
But it's fun. We have a review coming up on the site. I think it's actually there. Ben is writing it, so I don't think he likes the game, but we'll see what happens.
Ben has
Um,
peculiar taste.
yeah, I'd probably just copy and if I reviewed it, I'd probably just copy and paste one of my old reviews and give it a B plus, like I always give games.
Oh, I
So
got you.
yeah,
B plus, you're all. It sucked, but it was great at the same time.
that's what I love about B plus. It's a great. Well, the problem is I've just been playing a lot of games that kind of have some sucky moments, but overall they're good. No, I'd probably. I mean, if I were to rate it at the moment, I'd give it a B minus.
Really? Are you serious?
What, Anarchy Reigns?
Yes.
Why? What would you give it?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you just made a joke about giving it a B minus, and then you said I would give it a B minus. So I thought it was like, are you joking right now?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Not
I'm.
not that I disagree. I haven't played it to the full extent.
Mhm.
But
It's kind.
for what I played, I would say I would give it maybe a C plus. But then again, I haven't played the whole thing, so um, I mean, it all depends on how if it's too repetitive, if it's you know what I mean.
Right, right. Well, the good thing is the price. I think because of the price, I like it more than I would had I dropped $60 on it because it was only what $30.
$30. But I don't know. Do you feel like if a game is cheaper, it should have excuses of not being fully fledged? I guess like full fledged. Like you said, like co-op story mode would have been cool.
Yeah, I mean, if I don't know if it was $60, I would have expected a lot more from it. At $30, I think I got what I expected to get. Like I remember the Dreamcast game Floygan Brothers, and I bought that for $20, and I thought it was a great game for $20. But had I dropped like $50 on it, I would have felt ripped off because it was short, didn't really have a replay value. But so yeah, Floygan Brothers B plus.
Be,
Uh,
not
well,
even an A minus. Why you B plus is not that bad actually.
it is actually a pretty good game. But yes, that's what I've been playing, and we actually are going to get into the new releases at the end of the show. But right now, let's move on to the big news, the site news. We're 3 years old. You're
We could take a shit now, maybe.
the father. You're
Oh,
the Ryan's the mother.
yeah, Ryan and me. I don't know. I haven't talked to Ryan in a while, actually.
We're not. Well, that's the whole point. We're going to bring him on and have you two get back together. And no, he's not on.
Oh, I was gonna be all, get the hell out of here, you British bastard.
No, but it's pretty amazing that it hasn't become a shitty site after 3 years.
I'm surprised too.
I'm I'm not going to name names, but a lot of Sega sites out there, it seems like they get made and then they kind of just continue to exist as they were when they first came out. You know,
That's
not
you're not naming anybody out, but I don't know.
well, you know,
I'm not trying to say I know who you're talking about. I'm just thinking about it.
it's not a bad thing. It's just that they kind of like they found what they thought works for them, but they never really went beyond what they were doing. So, I mean,
As long as it was better looking than what we looked like when we launched.
site did not. I mean, looking back at the old site designs, SEGAbits did not look great. I
No.
what Sega Nerds looked like.
What did Sega Nerds look like when we launched? Or it
Yeah,
launched?
yeah. What did it look like?
It was basically like a WordPress theme, like one of those generic ones that comes with it. And Chris just changed the header. And the header was like I think a hand drawing of Sonic. It was
Yeah,
terrible. And then the form was like didn't even look the same as the front page. Like
right,
it was like totally different like URL. And
right.
like it was pretty terrible too.
That's funny.
So yeah, they launched way worse than us. It's funny because when we were making the site at first, I was very specific on what I wanted on it. I was like, no, it has to look like this.
Hmm.
And then I look back now and I'm like, God damn, I was so wrong. Shady was so right. I should have just let him do it from day one.
Yeah, and Shady, he's done a great job. I mean, the good thing is that he's always hating himself and his work, so that he's always improving on it. So at least we didn't get someone to work on the site who's like, yeah, guys, I think it looks good. I don't know why you want me to change it.
I don't know. I really like the all that blue you guys used. Blue
Yeah,
on blue
right.
on blue. That's awesome.
Weird floating uh, Puyo Puyo in the corner and all that,
Man, that was stuff like that was so odd.
right?
It was all
But
my ideas, obviously. Terrible ideas.
but no, we've grown. We've got a lot of cool people. I think AJ's our best new addition to the site. He's made our YouTube channel an actual functional channel with original content, which is great.
I
Um,
agree.
and we've got some things that we're talking about on the secret forums, so I guess stay tuned for that.
And
But
I'm trying to put more time out to do the site. I've been sort of busy, but I'm I don't know. It's kind of weird.
yeah,
I don't know. It's just like is there's like a lack of Sega news, so sometimes that bores me.
it's difficult. I mean, I look at our reviews and I'm like, we should review more, but then I realize there's only about like 8 games coming out a year, and a lot of the times they're re-releases. And so, as much as I'd love to do a review of a re-release, I feel like it's already like not even a re-release of an old game, but like it's a game that was on iOS and now it's on Android, and you know what I mean. It's kind of like
Oh,
it's not,
I know what you're talking about.
yeah. Plus, it could be argued that since they don't have a console now, you know, it's just there's less games in general because it's not like we can consider the latest Capcom game a Sega title because it's on the Dreamcast or something like that. So,
Yeah, that
you know,
sucks too.
and
But
I love retro reviews, but at the same time, I don't know how worth it they are because people, if they own the games, I don't know why they need to read a review about it unless, I mean, I don't know. That's another discussion.
yeah,
But overall, I'd say it was a good year leading up to our third year, and yeah, we have growing to. We still have to grow a little more, but yeah.
we got to get this podcast thing going, but it's kind of hard to do regularly. But when there's lack of news usually.
Well, I think bi-weekly is a good one.
Yeah, I think it should just be bi-weekly.
Which brings us to our news that we've built up over the last 2 to 3 weeks. Want to move into that?
Oh yeah, for sure. Sega buys Relic, the developers from THQ who are now out of business, I guess.
Yeah,
Did you expect them to go out of business?
I did. I thought it was going to happen a while ago. Weren't they bankrupt?
Yeah, but I thought that they were doing some pretty good, decent titles. I mean, at least selling titles. I mean, they had Saints Row franchise. They had the Darksider stuff.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Did they do that stupid pad crap?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened. Oh well.
But no, I'd say it's a good. I mean, some people disagree, but I think it's a good purchase for Sega West because they're already trying to build up their real-time strategy, you know, live.
Empire. It is what it is an empire. Like literally, they have two of the best studios now.
Yeah, I,
Because Dawn of War and what is it, Company Heroes, those are pretty highly rated games.
hmm
And they also did if I'm not mistaken, they did a Space Marine.
I think.
So I had to look that up, but which I played not that long ago actually, because I bought it on the sale.
hmm
Space Marine. And if it's true, which I'm gonna look up right now.
Uh-huh.
I guess I don't. Oh yeah, they did develop that game. It
And
just reminds. Huh?
Sega has the rights to Warhammer, and this happened before Relic, so this is them basically just getting the rights to it, and then also getting the team that's responsible for doing most of the Warhammer stuff.
Yeah.
So that's
So I think it's cool that they got them because it's kind of like Sega. They always look for like those developers that could do more than one thing.
hmm
Exactly like Creative Assembly, who did Viking Total War. So it's pretty cool that they could do an action game or an RTS game.
yeah, definitely. So I mean, it was a lot of money to pay, but I think it's gonna pay off for them,
Oh yeah, I think so too.
definitely.
It would have been cool if they bought the Darksiders guys.
Yeah, what happened with that?
I don't even know what happened to them. I don't know if they. I don't know. They went to another company, maybe.
Hmm.
Who
Nintendo.
knows? I know that like the Saints Row guys went to some company I never even heard of. But you want to move on, or you have anything to say about Relic going to Sega?
I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I mean, all we know is the purchase took place. So
And they're gonna publish Company Heroes too, aren't they?
yeah, they already have a game coming out this year, which is pretty crazy. They just added a game to their catalog.
Which one?
Uh, isn't it Company of Heroes 3?
Really?
I think.
Wow, they're going full force with that.
Pretty sure. I'm sure someone will correct me, but or not. Maybe no one will correct me.
They'll be all no. I'll just let it slip.
Just let it slip. I'll bring it up later, make them feel bad.
Bring it up 6 months later.
Company Heroes 2 is scheduled for 2013.
Is that? I think that one's on. Isn't that one in beta right now?
It says, I'm not sure, but it does say release date 2013, and it lists Sega as the publisher, even though it's showing old cover art with the THQ logo. So,
Just in your mind, replace it with a Sega logo.
I guess so.
There's also a rumor that Creative Assembly is doing a Warhammer game, which
That's
that'd be pretty cool if they did it like in the Total War like look and feel where it's like a big long story.
hmm
That would be pretty. That would be really really cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I might have a PC.
Yeah. Why don't you have a PC? Oh, you have a Mac, huh?
Yeah, but I could do parallels.
Yeah, what's that mean?
That means you can run. It's software that lets you run a PC, like run Windows 7 while you're still using OS X.
You mean isn't it called Boot Camp or something?
Boot Camp has you boot up.
Oh, you're talking about like a virtual machine or something.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the next news topic. 2013 Sonic game rumors. There's been a lot of them going around, and since we've last talked, they've had. Let's see. There was some bullshit rumors that we shouldn't even mention because
No, you should talk about them so we can laugh at them.
Oh yeah.
Why
Okay.
not?
Do you remember the bullshit rumors?
No, I don't remember them. Which
Yeah, I don't
ones?
Huh?
Go on. I'm listening.
Well, the rumors that were correct or not correct, but the ones that haven't been shot down yet are one where they're saying that the game would have Sonic, Tails, or Knuckles, or even more characters. They said up to 10 characters would be able to be selected, and each one would make their way through the same levels, but using different skills, they could reach different endpoints. And then once you reach the different endpoint, you might go to a different act that another character couldn't access. And so it's kind of like doing the like the Outrun or the Shadow the Hedgehog kind of thing with the branching map, but you play in more of a Sonic Generations kind of style.
Interesting.
So, and it's not that out there that I could see it happening, but at the same time, I don't know, it also sounds like something that someone could easily just make up on, by taking what had happened in the past and smashing it all together. So
Yeah, I think 10 sounds like a lot. It doesn't seem like Sega would be all like, last time we only had Sonic, now let's put 10 characters in here.
right, I'd say at most Sonic, Tails, Knuckles might be possible, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. There is a conference coming up, or a video game show in San Francisco in February called what is that? AOM. I wish they would just call it what it is, but pretty much it's AOD 2013, and Aaron Weber is going to be there. And he's going to be speaking about the franchise, and so people are speculating that he might just make a reveal or at least tease the game at the end of the.
How about if he doesn't tease any game and he just teases you with his intellect? He's like, come on, guys. You don't need me to reveal anything. But, go on?
No, go on.
I was going to say, I don't think it's going to be 10 characters. That seems like too much.
Yeah.
And I probably wouldn't be too excited if it was 10. Like, there's not even, I don't think there is 10 characters in Sonic Universe that I would think would be good playable.
No, a lot of them are pretty much carbon copies of other characters.
Exactly.
The rumors that turned out to be bullshit were ones that were posted on Reddit, I believe, and it was from a guy, either he spoke Japanese or he was Japanese, but he was writing in Japanese, I believe. And
I already believe him.
yeah, right. Well, you can't not trust the Japanese. So anyway, he was talking about, like, it was just really weird, stupid stuff. Like he said that Sonic CD's re-release caused Sonic Team to rethink like the franchise, and that they were going to redesign Sonic so that he looked more classic, but at the same time was going to, like, I don't know, look more stylish, really weird stuff like that. And then it was just a long, weird list of things, and people, I mean, I never posted it on the site because I figured within a few days it would be shut down, and it was. So yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog. La, la, la. But let's move on to other Sonic news. All Stars Racing Transformed released for the PC, and it's coming out next week for the 3DS. The PC version has been revealed to have 3 new characters: the Football Manager, the Total War Shogun, and the Team Fortress 2 guys. And also the fan character vote that's been going on has a winner, and Sega has approved for eventual DLC. They haven't said what character Sega picked, but in the top 3, I believe, were Ryo Hazuki, Hatsune Miku, whatever.
That stupid piece of bullshit jailbait one.
Well, and the
I'm
thing
disappointed. I'm fucking disappointed.
Hatsune Miku fan site actually posted, or at least, I don't know, on their forums or as a news post, but they were like, hey, Hatsune Miku fans, go over here and spam the vote so we can get her to win. But what I think they didn't realize was that, it's a game, it's a Sega game, and she's, I don't know, I feel like they probably don't even play the game. They just wanted to spam the vote so she would win.
Yeah.
But the great thing is that she didn't win. Ryo Hazuki won, which was pretty funny.
Because all the Shinmu fans on Twitter spammed it?
Pretty much. And
don't fuck with them.
Others that got high votes were Toe Jam and Earl and Rystar, or Rister, I never know what to say, and Segata Sanshiro.
Well, we already know who's going to be in it.
Who?
Shinmu, because they already had him in the last game, so it should be easy to put him in.
Yeah, I'm thinking Ryo's going to be the one because they already have his model. They've been pushing him a lot lately. They have that statue coming out, and they are rumored to have the first 2 games coming out on Xbox and PlayStation pretty soon. And what else have they done with him? They've released some other merchandise. Oh, the hooded sweatshirt and the T-shirt that came out last year.
From insert coin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, the other characters' problems are Hatsune Miku is a not a not a Sega owned character, and secondly, she's not even a character that's popular in the West. I mean, I know she has a fan base, but she's definitely not an active franchise. So I don't know why Sega would go to the effort to spend the money to build the character and make the DLC when they don't even support the games in
Well,
the US.
you got to think about it. Do they even have rights to publish her image and whatever in America?
Yeah,
And
and
then they have to go through that, and they have to make a new deal for the DLC with the company.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, the only way I could see her being possible is that the game All Stars Racing Transformed is going to be released to Japan at some point. So if they were to add her to the Japanese version and then make her DLC in the US and in the West, then that's the only way I could see her happening. And then as for Rystar, he's already the flag man in the game, so that would kind of break their rule of, like, why would he be the flag man and then he'd also be a racer? And some people say, oh, well, then just make a new flag man, but then that means they have to replace Rystar in the entire game with some other character they build just to give him a racing position.
Yeah, I
Uh,
don't think that's gonna work out.
Toe Jam and Earl, I think they already said they had rights issues with them. Vector Man, I think they could put him in, but I don't think he got enough votes. And
But it would make perfect sense to have him in, though. He's a robot already that transforms into stuff.
yeah, I think they've even tested him. They haven't actually showed anything. And then Segata Sanshiro with him, again, the problem is rights because they don't own the rights to the actor's face.
And the fact that would like a 10-year-old kid understand who he is?
Yeah. And he does cameo in the game, but I don't know if you've seen him in the game yet. They don't show his face. They show him from behind.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, like as a racer, that's too much attention. That I mean, having a cameo is different than like going, like I've seen Smash Brothers with like really obscure cameos or whatever.
Yeah.
So kids will play it and won't even think twice about it. But that's for the fans, like us. But
Hmm.
having him as a racer, that's too bizarre, I think.
And I think it's DLC too, because that implies that people, like, they're putting him out there and saying he's not in the game, but you can spend money on him. So I can't, aside from Ryo Hazuki, I can't see any other character. Even Vector Man, I don't think he has,
The
I
selling
mean,
power.
games, but he doesn't have the fan base. And to be honest, thinking of it from a corporate standpoint, I don't know why they'd say, oh yeah, that game that we don't make anymore and that there are no sequels coming up for. And I don't know.
Yeah, go on.
I always think that they're thinking too about the franchise itself and where it sits in terms of if they can make money on it. So if they put Rio in, it's an advertisement for all the merchandise they're putting out and for potentially the Sega Heritage releases down the line. I mean,
Yeah,
who knows if they're doing the Sega Heritage releases this year and they're just going to release Rio DLC down the line to advertise that and also to advertise All Stars Racing Transformed to get more people to buy it. You
well,
know what I
I
mean?
I think also the Shinmi fan base is pretty extreme and pretty large, so and it kind of proved that by being number one in the votes.
Hmm.
So this that for a corp, I mean for Sega, the higher ups, that's a nice thing to see. So why wouldn't they put him in? They did him in the last game,
Yeah,
so I could see him going being the DLC. I think a lot of people would be disappointed and bitch about it though.
probably whoever it is. But
They're gonna be all like, "Last time you gave it to us for free, now you're charging us, you sons of bitches."
yeah, right. Well, they did give us Alex Kidd, which showed up on Christmas. That was pretty cool.
Oh, poor Alex kid.
Yeah, but I wish they released the PC exclusive characters, Football Manager and the Shogun, as DLC for the consoles.
Just buy a PC, dude. Just virtual machine it.
I might have to do that, but I just think, I mean, if they really want to push those franchises, I don't understand why they don't release them on consoles as well. I mean, it's not.
Maybe because they're like football exclusive. I mean, PC exclusive franchises.
Yeah,
They
I don't
should
know.
they should put Viking and some other shit on the. They should do a couple like console only characters and give it
I,
to them for free.
yeah, I thought they should have put Rhythm Thief on the 3DS version of the game
That would be pretty cool.
because I just finished playing that game. I forgot to mention that's another thing I've been playing, and I love that game. That's really good.
What? You can't say that, dude. It's anime garbage.
I give it a B plus. So
A B plus.
no, it's fun. I like it more. I actually enjoy it more. I think it has more depth than the Space Channel 5 games. Music's not as good, but I think it's far more replayable.
I'll have to play it. I don't have a 3DS. I mean, I could get my hands on a 3DS, but something about a 3D, something about handhelds now. Like I see them and it just makes me want to sigh and like not touch them anymore.
Yeah.
Not
You know,
not that I hate handhelds. It's just I don't know what it is.
you're growing up. You're getting old.
Maybe, like maybe that's what it is.
I don't like fun anymore.
Yeah, I don't like. I just like. I'm like. Let me go see some. Let me see the stock market. How that's doing.
Let's watch C-SPAN, guys. Come on.
Come
Oh,
on, guys. Let's see what's going on Fox News. I think
come
Bill
on.
O'Reilly's gonna yell at the TV.
Morgan Webb's not that hot, guys.
Morgan who?
What's her name from X-Play?
Oh, I have to agree with that for sure.
She's ugly.
Morgan was the one that looks like a man, right?
And I think she's the one that told me that the Dreamcast was dead, so I hate her.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't understand why these guys like her. People like her. I feel like they like her because she's on TV, not because she's an attractive woman.
Probably, and she talks about video games.
Yeah, and she has a really stupid opinion about everything.
Yeah. Well, speaking of video games, we've got Project X Zone is coming west in the summer of this year. So that's got some people excited. It's not going to be published by Sega though. It's Namco Bandai.
Oh yes, they're the ones that pretty much developed the game in Japan.
Yeah. Yeah. So the only things we know is that the title isn't going to be changed, and the only thing they're changing are the Japanese text. So they're still going to have the Japanese voices, I believe.
Lazy bastards.
No,
Oh,
but
get it where you get it, I guess.
it looks fun. I mean, it doesn't look amazing. It's not like the next Kingdom Hearts or something in terms of crossover, but it definitely has a lot of cool Sega references. Though other people have complained that Sega doesn't have as much representation as Capcom and Namco Bandai, which is kind of a shame. But it's got Ooh La La. It has a lot of characters that people wanted in All Stars Racing Transform that they didn't get, like the Sakura Tyson.
Yeah, especially more Japanese obscure references.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the guy from Die Hard Arcade. What's it, Bruno
Yeah.
from Dynamite Cop? So that'll be cool. And then there's a lot of arcade characters who appear as like summons or whatever they are. The only thing I don't know is how the game is actually played or how good the story mode is. So that's what I'm interested in seeing.
I've done a few articles on the gameplay, and apparently it's very it's just an RPG, action RPG. Apparently, you walk around in adventure mode, you get into fights, and it changes view. Uh, so I mean, I could see it being I could see it being really bland, and I could see it being really good at the same time. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. Well, we have to wait for reviews, I guess, to have I think that if it might be repetitive. That's what I think, because I hate when Japanese games do that, where they make you play a game for 30 hours, but you're doing the same thing for the last 20 hours.
Right, right.
Hate that. Like, just wrap it up. That's
Wrap it up, y'all.
there you go.
Yeah, the only downside I could see is that, like you said, there are a lot of Japanese characters in it, but the problem is a lot of them haven't even had games over here. So I can't see myself recognizing any of the Namco Bandai characters. Some of the Capcom ones I didn't recognize, and even some of the Sega ones. But I know a Renaissance of Fate character made it in.
Yep.
And who else is in it? It's Valkyria Chronicles 3 characters in it, even though the game's not over here.
Also a few Virtual Fighter characters.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. But no Sonic, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I guess Namco's like, nah. Sonic, never heard of it. Let's just give me the give me that game right there. Oh, this one that never came out in the U.S. Yeah, that one. That's the one that we want to put in there.
Sons of Fate, that's a true Sega classic,
We just want the best games.
right? So I can't wait to bug Sega for a review copy, and they'll write back and they're like, "We're not publishing it." I'm like, "Your name's on the cover."
You have them Sega characters in it.
Yeah, right. I could bother Namco Bandai and be like, "Hi, I'm from a Sega fan site.
You want Sega fans to buy your game or not? You freaking faggots.
I bet they don't even have a community, like, or I bet they don't even have people that work in the United States. It's like some guy in Japan. He can't read my email.
He just trashes it right away. He's like, I don't know what this is.
Game.
Um, I think that most likely Sega didn't allow them to use Sonic character, because I guess they're like picky about it.
Yeah,
They're, try-
probably.
they're trying to make it a merchandising franchise. Like
Izuka saw it, just laughed and said no.
he's like, look at no right away.
Sonic and Project X Zone. No.
They only allowed him to use shadows, so they're like, never mind, we won't use Sonic characters.
Chow, put Chow in. Chow.
Close enough.
Can we put a Chow in it? So, but yeah, and last piece of news, a pretty big one. The Sega Q3 results came out. I have to thank Aki At for making sense of it, because I tried to pour through the PDFs and it was just,
It's
that's
just
fine.
garbage.
Yeah, right. But I'm not going to get into all of it. We have the article on the main page. But some of the big things, the overall net profits currently stand at 3 billion yen, which is about $32 million US. And that's from the original 7 billion, which dropped down 3 due to costs, I guess. Let's see. But arcade sales had profits of 2.6 billion. Consumer division profited by 519 million, and arcade centers by 984 million. But I guess
This is million yen, right?
yeah,
Oh man, and I was like, damn, they're rolling in the money.
they could make Shenmue 8. But I guess some of the interesting things that we learned from it was that All Stars Racing Transformed has almost reached 1 million units, and that's only for Xbox. I don't know if that includes Vita, but that includes Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo sales. So combined, it's almost reached 1 million, which isn't bad given that Wii U is a new console. I bet if the game released to Wii, it would probably sell a lot more. Then again, they'd have to develop a brand new version, which probably would have sucked. But
Would it
yes,
have sucked?
if they had made a Wii version of All Stars Transformed, because then they would have had to develop it completely differently.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But
Do you think the Wii U was worth porting over?
I don't know what the sales are, but a lot of people complained about bugs and glitches that didn't get fixed until much later after the reviews were already out, which is a shame because I think the Wii U version got lower reviews than the rest of the versions, but now it's pretty much even with them, if not a little better due to some extra features that it has.
Like you can see the map on your controller.
Yeah, but one of the interesting things from the Q3 results, third quarter results, was that packaged titles versus digital packaged actually came out on top with 26.3 billion yen versus digital's 20.5 billion yen, which is 283 million versus 220 million. So, I mean, it's not that big a gap, but it's still big enough that it's kind of interesting that packaged have done so well. But I guess
The future is packaged titles, dude.
what I was told was that a lot of that includes older titles that are still for sale, like Sonic Generations and things like that. Though I've speculated that it was because Sega cut down on a lot of the shit in the U.S. or in the West, like the Marvel games or like Nancy Drew
I th-
Adventure.
yeah, I don't know about the Marvel games. I thought they did pretty decently well, I guess, for being Marvel games. But like they release stupid shit like Nancy Drew, like you said, or I don't know. They release a lot of like bullshit,
Hmm.
especially licensed stuff that nobody wanted to begin with.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, I'm glad they cut that bullshit off.
I mean, you look at the package titles they released in the past year, and I think very few of them are actually, I mean, bad games. I mean, given that right now we're talking about Anarchy Reigns, which is a Platinum Games title, and we're pretty much treating that like the worst that Sega has released as a packaged game. I think that's pretty good, you know.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah,
I remember reviewing Thor for the Wii, and it's a
and loving it.
it's a B plus game, but actually I don't know what I gave it, but
A
it
B
was a,
plus.
probably, but decent game. But it was just like, why were they? That was I was happy to review it, but at the same time, as a Sega fan, I was asking myself, why the hell am I reviewing this?
That's true. I understand what you're saying, but
Getting into what's a Sega game and what isn't, but at the same time, like it felt like a chore to do. I was happy to review it, and I'm very glad that Sega sent a review copy, but I would have been much happier playing like a game that Sega really felt was worth releasing, and I feel like a lot of the games now are of that caliber.
how do you how do you feel that? I mean, like if you bought that game without it being a review copy, how would you feel about the game?
I heard the Wii version was a pretty fun, like, hack and slash, which I like. But I heard the Xbox and PlayStation 3 ones were really bad. So I'm glad I
Yeah,
did
it's pretty
that.
terrible.
As a Wii game, it was good. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. But the HD versions, I'm really glad I didn't have to play.
Oh, by the way, Sega is doing better than EA.
Really?
Well, because EA just keeps on losing money. Like I was actually just talking about this yesterday. I'm surprised they're not out of business.
What,
The
EA?
money they lose. I think out of the last 5 years, they've only made money one year,
That
and it was like
sucks.
$75 million, which is not even that much for a company that size.
Hmm.
So hopefully they go out of business and Sega buy some studios.
Sega buys Grand Theft Auto.
EA doesn't do Grand Theft Auto.
Just kidding. That just shows how much I know about.
I'm all no. But
What's your favorite?
before
Uh,
before we move to the Sega releases,
yeah.
I want to know what you think about the what Sony's gonna announce on February 20th.
Oh, the new Sega console that Sony's making
Yeah, the no.
too. No, I don't know. I'm interested to see what they're making. Since I've never gotten a PlayStation 3 yet, I'm interested to see if it's going to be backwards compatible or not. Uh, I'm also interested to see. I really think that both Sony and Microsoft have the tech to block used games, but I think both of them are just waiting for the other one to reveal their console before they make the decision to implement it or not.
Did you hear? I think there's already a rumor that Microsoft's doing it.
There's a rumor that Microsoft's doing it, and then there was that
I
new,
really hope they don't go that path. It's a very dumb path
yeah,
because uh, you're pretty much there's a lot of people that buy used games and like the ability to play used games,
mhm,
and you're pretty much gonna fuck over the renting industry, I guess,
yeah,
and people pretty much swapping games. Like how many I've swapped games before with friends. Like, oh, I hate this game and I like the game they have, so I just fucking take it and I let
yeah.
them borrow or let them have mine. So I
Sony Sony has didn't they patent some software or some tech that would block used games?
it was they were supposed to it was a, they'd done it since like before the PS3 came out. they did this thing called this thing where it was a rumor that when you bought a PS3 game, it was gonna have a CD key that you register online only for your console.
Hmm.
And apparently it came out that that no, it wasn't. They didn't do it. But I don't know. I just don't see Microsoft getting away with it. I think too many people are going to be bitching about it
Yeah.
because you have to be online all the time.
That's yeah. It's I mean, again, it's all rumors, so I don't know. I'm interested to see the news themselves from both companies, but yeah, I don't know. I think I definitely think the PlayStation 4 is going to blow the Wii U out of the water,
Oh
at
yeah,
least.
yeah. I think there was a company. There was an article I was looking at it. They took apart the Wii U and they looked at all like how powerful it could be.
Mhm.
And since there's nobody really knows the specs of the Wii U, everybody's been saying like there's been rumors that like it's gonna be as powerful as the PS4 and the 360 or the 720 or whatever they call it.
Yeah,
Um, but I guess they took it apart and they're saying that it could deliver games that look better, a little bit better than Xbox 360 games, meaning that the next Xbox 360 and the next PlayStation should blow it out of the water
right.
easily. So I don't know what the fuck Nintendo is playing at because, in my opinion, if they're priced right, the next consoles, which I think they are,
Hmm.
nobody's gonna want to buy a Wii U.
Yeah, and really, just putting a screen in the controller is another thing that could just pretty much kill the one unique feature of the Wii U.
Yeah, that too. Microsoft could be smart and even allow people to, which they already I think do, to use a tablet or a phone.
Yep, I'm able to do that right now.
But they could use it to integrate it into video games like the way that Nintendo does.
Hmm.
So that way, a lot of people already have phones. You don't really have to, you know what I mean? You don't really have to buy an extra controller that's super expensive.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I'm glad I'm a Sega fan, so I already went through the loss of the console, but it's going to be interesting. I wonder if next generation one of the three are going to die, or at
Well,
least stop making consoles.
I don't know.
At the
You think Steambox is going to be pushing one of them out?
No, I think it's a little too much of a niche.
I,
I think
I I have to agree with you. Like, there's some people in my one of my classrooms excited because it runs Linux, and they're like, Linux is the future, and now
right.
there's gonna be more PC games on Linux, and I'm like, dude, nobody's gonna be using Linux, dude. Get over yourself.
In the end, it comes down to the average consumer. The average consumer doesn't know about Steam or about Linux. I'm sure they've heard the terms, but in the end, it's like, what are the game consoles? Oh, there's the Xbox, PlayStation, and the Nintendo. You know.
Yep.
So, and I mean, I've already seen it from people there. When we was coming out, people I know were all excited about it, and then when Wii U came out, they were like, "Well, I just bought the Connect bundle, so I don't know why I need a Wii U."
And apparently, the guys at GameStop here, the one locally, they tell me that there's people that go in there all the time returning Wii U games because they buy a Wii U game thinking they could play it on their Wii.
Oh God.
So they have a bunch of people come in and say that they can't play it on their Wii, and then they're like, oh, "This is a Wii U game," and they're all, "What's the difference?"
Right.
So it's like their branding is off. They should have called it something totally different.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's the first time since the NES that they basically added a word
The-
onto the thing. But I don't know. It was a poor decision because it basically says no longer do they make Nintendo consoles. Instead, it's Nintendo making Wii consoles. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Wii is the product, just like Xbox is the Microsoft product, or PlayStation is to Sony.
The problem is that it's too similar. It's like it's not really the Wii 2.
Yeah,
It's the Wii U. It's like should have just called it Wii 2 to be
me too.
honest. And that's my thoughts on that. But I think that PC gaming is. I mean, I hope Steambox does well. I just think it's a different market. Market. That's all. Since
Yeah,
it's not gonna have any uh, games you could buy in stores is going to be all online.
Hmm.
I don't think the average consumer is ready for that, especially with U.S. speeds.
No, I mean you see people going to the store and no one's going to be buying Steambox gifts for people. It's like, oh, my nephew has Steambox. Do you have any games? No, we can sell you a gift card. That's about it.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's a good idea, and I like a lot of the features that Steam does that consoles don't do. But I think in the same time, Sony and Microsoft could avoid this threat by just improving their online services.
Yeah.
Like does a lot of like free stuff. Like they give away a lot of stuff. They have the workshop. I don't know if you ever been on Steam, but
Yeah, I'm on Steam.
have you seen that? Have you ever used the workshop and stuff?
No, I haven't. I've seen it though.
Basically, all it is for people that are listening and don't know, it's people could put their mods on there. So let's say you have a game that like supports it, like I don't know, like Gary's mod or whatever. You could just get like in Gary's mod, you could get models of 3D models of other games from the workshop, and you could use them in game. So yeah, that's pretty cool that you could download people's modded files. They do that. They do the whole gifting. You could gift people stuff.
Yeah.
I like all that little things, and I'm surprised that Sony and Microsoft don't do it. Like buying stuff for people.
Hmm.
It just makes sense. I mean, they'll make more money that way.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I mean, it sucks that as Sega fans, we really don't get much out of it. But, some of us are fans of other companies. I wouldn't say I own an Xbox, but I wouldn't say I'm an Xbox fan. I'm always hoping that I get the best out of my purchase, So when people talk about, oh man, Xbox's E3 show sucked. Oh, Barry's gonna be pissed off, and like I just want to get what I paid. I want to get what I paid for. I don't want to be screwed over by the company.
So what do you think? Like, if Microsoft goes through with it and they're the only console that bans used games, would you purchase it still?
Well, I wouldn't. I mean, at the moment, I still want to get a PlayStation 3. So if the PlayStation 4 was backwards compatible, I'd get that. If it's not, I'd probably be getting a PlayStation 3 well before I get a new Xbox or PlayStation 4.
How much are you willing to pay for the new console? And like if it had a few games you wanted, and like how much would you be willing to pay if you're into it? Like, because
400.
obviously, yeah, 400. That sounds pretty reasonable. Like, because if Sony's like last generation where they release a bunch of games I don't give a shit about, then I would wait a couple of years before I purchase it.
Ever since Sega left the hardware market, I've never bought an Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo console on release, and even then, I think my Xbox was a Jet Set Radio Sega GT bundle, which was awesome, but I think that was a discounted one. My PlayStation 2 was a holiday discount. My Wii was bought used. Xbox 360 was bought used. So, I mean, knowing my track record, I probably won't get the console new, and I might even get it used. But then again, we'll see if they'll even block buying used consoles.
I don't think they're going to do that well, especially if it comes out this year, because the current gen's consoles, meaning 360 and PS3, they still have a couple. They still have a big games coming out. Like they have the whatever EA's coming out with. They have Grand Theft Auto 5. The next Activision shooter game, Call of Duty related.
And they announced Rayman Legends, which was going to be a Wii U exclusive to Xbox and PlayStation 3. So,
is it also on PC?
I don't remember if that was mentioned. It might be.
I'm not that surprised. I played it. I'm actually kind of surprised because when I played the demo on the Wii U, there was a lot of specific features that used the second controller. Like, you would be playing as one of the characters, and you would go down like a hole or whatever, to enter a different play mode. And I don't know. Have you played the demo?
I have. I played it at what is that? Nintendo World in New York.
Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about, right? Where you have to tap the screen to jump and like cut rope and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're gonna do that on the consoles.
Who knows? Maybe they'll use the Vita or the Smart Glass.
I think what they're actually gonna do is just like let you play through those stages and not do the gimmicky stuff.
Yeah, probably. And then it'll just feel like a normal Rayman game.
Yeah, which I would approve of. I'm alright with that.
Speaking of new games, let's go through these real quick. We've already talked about Anarchy Reigns. That's out in stores. You can't get the Bayonetta DLC anymore, I don't believe. So I guess if people missed out on that, they're going to have to wait until it gets released as general DLC, if that even happens.
I'm sure it's gonna happen, but not anytime soon.
The Cave, you've been playing that. You
Yep.
said, would you say it's worth getting?
It's $20, right?
20, is it? I don't know.
Let me check how much it is. I'll tell. It
How
depends on the price. If it's $20, that's too much.
about 50?
15. I'm not that far yet, so I can't really say yet.
Mhm.
There's still a lot of stuff depending on it, like how repetitive it is, and how the rest of the puzzles are. But so far, I'm having fun with it, so I have to wait until I play the whole thing before I say if it's worth it or not.
It's 1,200 MS points, so whatever that is, that 15?
That sounds like 15, because 800 I think is 10, right?
Yep, so it's $15.
Okay, I thought it was 20 for a second. I was like, oh man, this game. When I was playing it, I was like, this does not feel like a $20 game.
Right.
I mean, it's just $5 increments, but $20 seems like too much for some reason.
Yeah.
Like 15, you're like, oh, that's not that bad. But then when you think of $20, you're like, what the fuck? Why $20?
Yeah, right. And then the other release is, we didn't even talk about this. Afterburner Climax was released to iOS today, and it was actually just announced on Monday. So yeah, Sega's shown that when they announce an iOS title, it usually comes out just a few days later. And I haven't bought it yet. It's $3. I might buy it later today, but it looks good. It looks like a faithful recreation of the console and arcade version, but with touchscreen controllers.
So I don't know why they have to port all these games to mobile. I guess it will work, but I see it being too hard to play.
Hmm. Well, I'll let you know. I'm going to download it after this, and I might do a little review for the site and give it a B plus.
You're all terrible. Can't
Yeah.
even unplayable. B plus.
No,
Um,
no. The reason why I give everything a B plus is that's the only image file I know the link to for all the review scores.
so you're like, fuck it, I'll just use it. Um, I don't know. There's no free version of it before you buy it,
No, no. I mean, they've done that in the past, but there wasn't one. No,
and there's no Android version, huh?
not yet, though it could be coming. But yeah, the Anarchy Reigns, The Cave, and Afterburner Climax are pretty much the releases from Sega
Right
this
now,
year. I think The Cave came out in December. I might be wrong.
I think it was January.
Okay.
Uh,
But
in a couple days, the Aliens game is coming out.
Aliens comes out on the 12th.
There you go.
Two versions. There's the $60 one, and then there's the $100 special edition, which I guess comes with DLC, and it comes with a statue, and I think some other bonuses. So
Sega's pretty hyped for that game, right?
yeah, that's their big game of winter right now. So
Is it still winter, February?
yeah, it's spring comes in March.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm good. But yeah, so I'd say Anarchy Reigns. If you're a big Platinum Games fan, check it out. But don't hate me if you feel like you wasted your $30. Because really, I think a lot of it depends on playing online and if you can find people online. Single player mode's fun, but it's not too different from what you would find in Mad World, aside from better graphics. So yeah,
There you go. I think that's the show this week, right?
yeah.
We'll see you maybe like What's 7 plus 7?
14.
Really? Pretty sure you're wrong, dude.
No, 7 plus 7 is 14.
Okay. 14 days.
Yeah. Maybe we'll talk about aliens by then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah, here we go.
Bye.
Yeah, here we go. Time for some action. Can't get no satisfaction until my steel toe crashes. Head on collision, what's happening? This swinging, face smashing, no need for the cashing. And you bet not interrupt when the titans are clashing. DJ, bring that beat so I can bust. Slang through the street, bang with the heat, semi-auto. Like to see you dodge these hollows. I throw too much beat to swallow. Can't keep up with me to follow. Sound check is over, show's just begun. Trying to escape, make sure words don't run. Beat to the show and watch your tempo. Starting out of control, there is nowhere to go. You're moving too slow and this is about to explode. Ready to roll and baby, here we go. I got you right where I want you. There is nowhere to run to. This ain't nothing like kung fu, more like watch what the gun do. Let the poppers pop shots and the breakers break jaws. They don't box, they brawl. They don't make beats, they make war. Got kicks and stairs for ya, we take it there for ya. Heard what I said, snatch some dreads out your head, oh yeah. So you can dance around, you won't last around. I'm finna act the clown, you don't know, you better ask around. Beat to the show and watch your tempo. Starting out of control, there is nowhere to go. You're moving too slow and this is about to explode. Ready to roll and baby, here we go. I got the mic in my hand, I'm ready to go. Said the mic's in hand, I'm ready to go. Let's go now, start the show. What you waiting for? Start the show. I got the mic in hand, I'm ready to go. Said the mic's in hand and that's the show. Let's go now, start the show. What you waiting for? Let's start the show. Yo. This ain't no dance battle. This here is suicide. That mean when you step in the ring, you know one thing, you will die. Death is certain, but more than a hurting on you is curtains. Disturb me while I'm working, you'll end up patient and I'm the surgeon. Incisions rearrange your organs. I'm more than just hot, I'm scorching. Thwarted mutated organs, aborted the native orders. We rebels with a cause, causing commotion. Poison is potent, I'm hoping you re-examine my opus. You think